All right, so I am sewing up this, I'm going to call it, it's a double brim on a hat, and I'm giving this a try on some leg warmers. Leg warmers are one of my favorite fall accessories, winter accessories. I wear them all the time. I love them. And I haven't knit myself a new pair in a few years, and I have not this yarn, but I actually have some other yarn that I've been waiting to knit up a pair, but this is going to take forever, so I haven't done it yet. So I decided to knit this, came up with this idea, and I really like it, and this yarn is a little organic, rustic looking. It is the Barocco Ultra Alpaca Chunky, and it recommends a size 10, 6mm. Now, I knit a little on the loose side, and I used these knitting needles. They are size 9, they're Haya, and these have a 12-inch circumference. So these, I thought, oh my gosh, that's going to be really hard to knit with, but it wasn't. I was so surprised at how easy and fast this project went along, especially watching some Gilmore Girls. It's just some beautiful yarn. I love it. I'm already trying to think of, ooh, what other projects can I knit with this? Now, I did get some elastic to help keep my leg warmers up. So I'm getting ready to start on the second side. So I have this first side here already done, and there's the inside stitches. I think it came out pretty clean edge. And I haven't sewn up this end yet. I haven't decided how I want to put it together or how tight to make them. So I still need to figure out that part of it. But I wanted to get a real quick video in to show you how I sewed this edge together. And you probably can do it definitely while you're on the cast on edge. You could do this while you're knitting, but I decided to save it all for afterwards so that I could just do both of them at once. So mine edge is about a little bit more than an inch, just a little bit. And I counted 10 stitches, and I didn't go into this first stitch here because it's kind of big and wonky. I'll do that one last. And I counted 10 bars. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 bars. And I'm just going to put my needle there to double check to make sure that I have both sides lined up before I make that first stitch. All right, so now we're going to go into, I'm not going to do this first stitch here because it's a little wonky and big. So I'm going to take the next stitch that's right after that last stitch, so the first stitch. And I'm going to pick up the bottom. So I'm just picking up one stitch. And you want to make sure that you're consistent all the way across so that your seam is straight, so this edge is straight. So you could mark that row with a few stitch markers before you get started. That way you have a good visual aid without having to think about it. And I go up and down, so that's the bottom one. So we're going to pick this bottom one and go right into the next stitch. And I do have a little bit of a long tail. And then the next stitch over, and want to go into the bottom. And the over, directly over into the bottom. And I'm picking through to the top one. Nope. Got that a little twisted up. Definitely don't want that. And then we're going to go down. And you want to do this all the way around, and we're just picking through that bottom one. So each stitch will completely line up, and you won't run out of stitches whenever you get to the end. So you keep doing that all the way around. However, before you go any further, you do want to make sure you have this in here. There we go. And my piece is way too long, but I wanted it too long so I didn't have to fiddle with it at the end or lose it. And you can tie it together if you want to, or pin it together if you wanted to use a shorter piece until it gets too small. Once you get closer to the end, you'd have to undo it. But that way it doesn't come undone, it doesn't come out of there, because once it's in there, you want it to stay in there, because it's kind of a pain to get it back. You just put a safety pin in one end and then you can guide it through, but it kind of snags on the yarn, so it's easier just to not lose it in the first place. So go ahead and finish doing that all the way around. And then whenever you get to, you just have a little hole here, definitely still leave your tail. And then you're going to want to sew this together and cut them off so they're even, however tight you want it to be. And then sew, I would sew probably 2, maybe even 3 seams across there so that it doesn't come apart, just to reinforce it. And you can sew it by hand, that's fine. You don't have to use a sewing machine, but you can if you want to. It makes it that much faster. So, anybody else that loves leg warmers but have a hard time keeping them up, I think this is an awesome way to add the elastic and have a pretty finished edge whenever you're done. I love this. Here, I'll show you this side. And I like that it has that little, it gives it a little bit of definition, but it's consistent throughout. And I made mine extra long. I'm 5'9", and let's see, from top to bottom, I don't do centimeters. Mine are 17 inches, 17 and a half. Well, probably a little bit more than that, probably 18 and a half, because they're about 2 inches at the top and bottom once it's folded over. So I used almost a whole skein of yarn. And it was very relaxing knit, very enjoyable. So I hope you guys enjoy your leg warmers, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching.